Hey, what's up? Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's Saturday and it's time for another adventure, and today we're doing something really freaking cool, man. If you follow the channel at all, you know we always go to Mid-Ohio, the big Vintage Days Festival, and last year I did a pretty big video on the whole weekend, and while there I met a really cool guy named Paul, and I talked and interviewed his girlfriend Andrea, and he races vintage sidecars, and she's his monkey, and they also date, so it was a pretty interesting thing to talk to. Well, over the last year, I've gotten to be pretty good friends with them, and I found out that they're running at Nelson Ledges racetrack, so I called up Paul and I said, hey man, can I come and check you guys out and do a little video? He said, oh, I'd love that, man. So we're going out sidecar racing today, and I'm talking vintage, doesn't even look like a motorcycle anymore, looks kind of more like a Formula One car sidecar racing. And we're going to put cameras on the rigs, we're going to talk to Paul, we're going to talk to Andrea, we're going to find out everything there is to know about vintage sidecar racing. So come with me, I'm stoked. Here we go, Nelson's Ledges in 3, 2, 1. All right, we made it to Nelson's Ledges, and look at this. We got Paul and Andrea. These are the people we're going to be following around today, and they're heading to the driver's meeting. Woo! Or riders meeting. What am I talking about?
To the right, when you're going out, be safe, and don't break the blend line going out, and be mindful of the blend line coming in.
So first of all, we'd like to welcome to the sidecar community. Where's Sean? Sean, are you here? Hey. Sean and Andrea Porter. They got it.
All right, Paul, so you got a practice session coming up. What are you doing?
I'm taking Andrea's bike out, which is a CB350 and novice lightweight historic production. And I'm basically gonna do some sighting laps and just try and figure out if our lines that we had are gonna work for the sidecar. So it won't be the best lines for the bike, but it'll be the best lines to the sidecar.
So you're just using the bike just to gauge the track. You're figuring out the track for your race on the sidecar.
Yes. Okay. So last night we took bicycles out on the track, which, you know, I'm 6.5 foot off the ground, but the sidecar I'm only 2.5 foot off the ground. So we're taking the bike out so I can get a different perspective, try to find my marks on the track that I'm going to gauge my turn in and turn out lines and my apexes. So this will go out for a few laps, and then we'll come in, and about 30 or so minutes later we'll go out on the sidecar.
Sick.
Because I'm old and decrepit, she has to help me get dressed.
I probably couldn't even get in one of those anymore, dude, so be happy. Seems like you were going pretty damn fast.
Yeah, I was dragging the exhaust or something coming out of that last turn. I couldn't get a good run off that last turn.
Ah.
Hold that bike 1 second, Dave.
I got you.
What am I dragging? Oh, I'm dragging the brake lever. Oh, I drug the bottom of the brake lever off.
So as the passenger, when you guys are out for practice, what are you thinking about? What are you doing when you're out there?
Well, hold on, I need my back protector. What am I thinking about? Oh, my back protector. I just am looking around to see where my next transition is. Usually is what I'm thinking about.
Okay.
You know, like negotiating how far I might need to be leaned out on a particular curve.
Well, what are we doing?
We'll let her have some fun.
So this is what, first practice of the day?
Yeah, first practice of the day. They called second call, they'll call third call in a minute, and then we'll go out.
And what do you do? So you're getting out there, so you're taking the lines that you just figured out, making sure they work this time? And
yeah, we took some lines yesterday that we're going to improve on today. I think we ran a 1 minute 28.4 seconds, so we're going to try to do like get down to 125 on this practice session.
Okay.
We'll see if we can pick up 3 seconds.
Cool. right, practice one. How'd it go?
I think it went good. We had one of the other sidecars up there went down and went off the track because they had a mechanical, and so we had a few yellows that were unexpected, and we were right in traffic, so we had a couple of people hit their brakes a little harder than they should have, so we were kind of close to a few people. Instead of rolling out of the throttle, they chopped it or hit a brake one. But I think it went good, but we were just in traffic, so we couldn't really open it up. I'm happy though. I got to go see what our lap times are.
Yeah. Did you find your line you were looking for?
It's kind of hard when you're mixed in with traffic, because if they're on your line and you're faster than them, you have to get off your line. But our times will tell. But if our times are lower than what we are, higher than what we expected, at least we're with the other people running. So we'll go back out in second practice, then hopefully if we don't get rained out, we'll race, and we'll see if our lines and our practice paid off.
So you just said that you let 3 pounds out and you felt the difference. So how, like, is that part of tuning a hack like this? Is like you got, I mean, obviously with every rig you got tire pressure and things, but it seems like this is such a planted thing that would be super important.
Well, this is the guy that built this rig out of Canada built it according to the first owner's budget, which wasn't much. And so it's still like the cradle and part of the stem, and or the cradle, the tree, or the stem, and part of the rear swing arm is still GS 1000 or GS 750. So there's a limited amount of adjustability in this. And then this has a 28-inch swing arm and should be like 16-inch max, and so the swing arm's tweaked. So my tire isn't sitting flat, it's sitting at a little bit of an angle. It's kicked over a little bit at the top. And so air pressure is important even on a rig that's got a lot of adjustability built into it. But on this one, I'm having to reduce air pressure to get the maximum amount of tread that I can out of this 7-inch tire. And so we dropped 3 pounds, which gave us almost an extra probably 7/8 inch of tire on the ground. And tire's wearing in too, but you can see right here where part of my tire is not contacting in the treaded area, in the area that it should contact, no tread, slick. So what I'll do is I'll drop another pound, see if we can pick up some more tire, which gives me more traction in the rear. And then over the next season, I'll shorten this swing arm, lengthen the frame, shorten the swing arm, get to a 16-inch swing arm, and then I'll square there, I'll plumb the tire to the frame and the other tires. So that's the story on that. And on the front, we dropped 3 pounds on the front, which gave me a little bit more traction in the front. And then we dropped 3 pounds on the side just to see what it would do. I'm gonna go look at the tire wear right now. Let's see what it looks like. So I could drop another pound or 2 here. These are brand new tires. Hoosier Tire just came out with them. They're specifically made for sidecar tires. The biggest manufacturer of sidecar tires, Avon, sold out, so they haven't produced any. And Avon was a completely different tire, completely different carcass, different compound. And so these are really soft compound, but the sidewalls seem to be, they seem to be stiffer than the Avon. So I'm just struggling to figure out what we need to run on tire pressure. When I take a hard right-hander, I'm losing a little bit of traction on my chair, so I'm going to drop another couple of pounds out of my chair tire, 1 more pound out of the rear, and let me look at the front.
So this is all stuff that you can legitimately feel on the track,
yes,
right?
Yeah. And then I'll probably drop another pound or 2 out of the front too. I'll drop another pound or 2 out of the front. So that should give us more traction on the track.
Ah, crap. Right before they're going to go out, it starts raining a little bit. Hopefully it stops.
We'll go out regardless. If they say go out, we'll go out.
Really? Okay.
And then you get the rain over with now. Hopefully we'll be able to get out there on a racetrack on a dry track when there's race time. At least this is just practice.
Oh, yeah. You'd have to have a set of rain tires, and that seems like a process that you don't want to do.
Yeah, so on this sidecar, because it's basically built off the stock frame, it's a nightmare changing tires. But on a well-built competition frame, purpose-built frame for racing sidecar, They have like single-sided rear swing arms, split sprockets for sprocket changes. You know, just a one nut you take off the rear, bam, you can change your tires out really quickly. By the time I safety wire 4 lug nuts on each one, completely disassemble the front and rear suspension, including brakes, not worth it.
Yep, there you go.
I do, but I can't log in. It's saying invalid everything.
So what's that do to you? Getting all set up and then the weather kicks you in the balls.
A lot of hot for nothing. But hopefully we can get through this rain now during practice and lunch, because we're the last practice. So they may give us one more practice right after lunch, but I doubt it. But we get through this, and hopefully we can get out there and race after lunch. And at least we got out there and tried our new lines.
Oh yeah, yes. And those I thought worked out really well.
Yeah,
It's
one
small,
more weather system
but it's
coming
not real
down.
big.
Yeah, I think we'll get some racing in today, I think. I'm going to stay positive.
I'm gonna stay optimistic because I often am.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay months.
Oh,
Yeah, she told me if I let anyone else pass her, she'd strangle me in my sleep, so I haven't slept good in a long time.
we were hoping to have good rest, but
So how did this come to be? This affair of love upon a sidecar.
The sidecar gods, I didn't want to get to the track at night and set up at night. So I stopped a few minutes away from the track, spent the night, got up, came in at 7 a.m. and set up. And then I was walking to registration and I saw her walking and I said,
good morning.
good morning. Then our fates were sealed. I'll let you tell
And
her.
what's your part of the story? So this big gorilla-looking monkey guy comes walking by.
Some friends of mine from the Motor Music Club said, hey, we got a flat track race team, blah, 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 going on down in Daytona, Florida. You should come down for a weekend and hang out with the Motor Music gang. I said, okay, I'll do that. So I went down there, and that's where I met Hunter. I sidecar passengers sometimes, at Passengers for Dale. And he said, he was showing me pictures of it. He goes, there's a race coming up at the end of February in Savannah, Georgia. I'm not sure if I'll be there, but if you want, you should fly down and watch it. Because I have a little sidecar, like a Euro, and I'm like, man, I'd love to see those race. I knew they raced, but I'd never even seen it.
Right.
So I booked a ticket, flew down by myself, took a backpack with a tent in it, a sleeping bag, took a taxi cab from the airport to the racetrack, got dropped off. I didn't know anybody there. Stayed there overnight, and it rained. Savannah, it's super flat. My tent flooded, so it was like 3:30 in the morning. I got up and walked down to the concession stand and just slept on the floor in my wet sleeping bag.
Oh.
And then at 7 a.m. they opened up, and so I'm like, I'm gonna walk back to my tent. And then that's when I saw him, and he said, and he was a cowboy, walking with his cowboy hat and his boots, and
I left my cows at home though.
yeah. And those dimples, I'll never forget when he went to the
All right, so now you're in love with it, but how did that lead to getting on the bike? So you're...
Oh, well, so I never did get the sidecar going, and we hung out all weekend, and I gave her the ins and outs of sidecar racing, and then I dropped her off at the airport, and she left her business card in my sink in my camper. And we talked, pretty much every day until...
Every day.
Like a weekend, I called my other passenger who said that she was training someone at work and wouldn't be able to make the next race. And so I called her and I said, hey, I'll let you tell that.
I gotta know right now, will you be my passenger for South Carolina? You have to tell me.
I said right now, I just said I had to know soon.
Yeah. In my head, I heard right now. So I was like, yes, I'll do it. So I ended up buying leathers off of Facebook Marketplace, and I had boots already. I had a helmet already. I bought gloves. Not these ones, these are my second pair. And,
Is in Kershaw, South Carolina, 3 weeks later, so.
Yes.
And how was that first time? On the bike?
It's pretty good. It's like nothing I'd ever experienced in my life. Exactly.
Well, you're still doing it, so you must have liked it.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
For
cool.
sure.
Wow, that's so cool.
It is. And I didn't know if I would be able to do it. And I know that I exercise regularly, and I'm like, I just don't know if I'm going to have the strength to do it. Especially after that first time, I was so tense, I think, that my forearms, and they are a little bit today because we haven't raced for a long time, my forearms get smoked.
Oh, sure.
But it took me some time. After that first season, I learned how to let the rig move under my body. Don't climb when he's throttling on. When he's rolling off the throttle, you just move your body and let the rig move under you. Like I know when he's shifting, that's the few milliseconds I have to shift.
No matter how much I liked her, I wouldn't have asked her to be my passenger if she hadn't had sidecar experience off track. Because unless you have an understanding of how it's balanced and how things move, you know, and how your passenger needs to move in relationship to what you're doing, you know, it's too much to explain before you just jump on a race bike.
Well, and you guys seem like you take all the safety seriously and stuff like that. You're not just throwing a set of letters on and jumping on. You know what I mean?
We've seen a lot of that, but we are very safe.
Yep. It makes sense. You only got one life.
No, and
enjoy it, but be safe about it. You know,
and it takes a lot. What do you think we spent on this just getting ready for this race? Like
probably
100 plus hours.
Yeah, plus several thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
So, you guys have a daughter that climbs around on motorcycles going 100 miles an hour. And you guys seem pretty chill. You're just hanging out and enjoying it. So how does that work?
We raised her.
Good answer.
So when she first told you she was going to start climbing on a sidecar and doing stuff, what was your thought?
Well, I wanted to watch, see how it went, and I mean, there's danger on two wheels out on the street.
Right.
So, our whole family does this. Her brother does. I mean, not the race like this, but our grandchildren ride with us. So we're a family. That
awesome.
does it. But after her first race, I didn't know what to expect, and it was like I didn't want it to be over. I mean, she did probably. She was probably tired, but it's like, oh, I love watching this. Keep going.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I guarantee you that the support that you guys give her is making it even better. You know what I'm saying?
I imagine.
Yeah, right on. What a good answer. See, parents, that's how you parent, right there. You let people do stuff, right?
Right.
All right. All right, what are we looking at?
So this is our practices from this morning, our times on our practices. So we ran a 140, a 133, and a 134. We were just really mixed in with traffic. And let's see, Twin Towers, 214, 45, Sean Smith. So now we go over here. I just want to see where we're at. Go over here, here's the races. These are the grids for the races. So we are race 10, and we are gridded here. We're position 1, row 2. So we'll be behind Sean Stivison with Dale Lavender on the inside. So we'll be on the outside, position 1, row 2.
Please select service you want. Select destination station. Please select service you want. Select destination station. Select number of tickets to buy.
was screaming my brains out. I'm like, they're in first place!
Oh shit, we got him on the start.
That was awesome. Yeah, I saw it. That's when I was yelling. I'm like, he took it on the start.
I told you that's what I was going to do. I was going to aim for Ting.
Hell yeah, dude. Andrea, give me one. That was awesome.
So we got a rocket start. I think we talked to Sean Stivison, who took first place overall, and Sean was a little bit surprised by our start. I think that was his first reasonably good start and his first place. So we feel honored to have been able to get a good start and stay ahead of him. We looked at the race results. We turned to 1:26.4, and I think he turned to 1:25.8, so he was faster than us. We took second by virtue of the fact that we got a good start. The race wore me out. I think we dropped a pound too much on the tires, so I was fighting the rig through the whole race, and it sounded like angry hornets behind me with everyone behind us. We were able to hold first place overall for quite some time until I missed a gear coming onto that last back half of the stretch, which allowed Sean to get by me, but Sean was on me the whole time, so there was zero room for error. I don't think I could have done as well without Andrea's doing as well as she did, so I'll let her talk about it.
Well, thank you. I thought starting off the starting grid is my absolute favorite. Usually it's my favorite part of the race. I wasn't sure how it was going to feel with this replacement engine because it's different than the last one we blew up last summer. We put it in, it's not as built or as powerful as the last engine, but it actually didn't really feel any different to me at all. We took off at the starting grid, it felt fantastic. And when we zipped up through the couple bikes, other rigs, and hit first turn one, and we were so far ahead, it actually literally felt fantastic. It's that just always feels really good. I missed a couple right at turn 13. It's the hardest transition of this track. There were 2 transitions, might have been 3, that I missed where I just couldn't get all the way over, where we lost traction. Sorry about that, but I got it 50% of the time. So the other times I got it.
99.999.
Yeah.
Were there any parts in the race where you just looked over and it was like real close and you were just like, yeah? Like, is there anything that really stood out to you that was like just the dopest thing today?
Aside from the start, we had a fun time dicing it up. Tim Joyce passed us. Once Sean got past me, I knew that I wouldn't have what it took to chase him down and be able to make a clean pass. So I backed off a little bit because I knew third place was far enough behind me that I could ease up a little bit and give myself a rest. And then Tim Joyce got past us. So it was fun riding behind Tim Joyce. He was in first place in SC2, and so we got to ride behind Tim and Renee, who's friends of ours, and we just kind of got to watch the race for a minute. And it feels good when you can kind of dial it back a little bit. I was worn out. If it went 2 more laps, I'd have probably been in last place because I was running out of juice. But I think, there were times that we took corners that felt like we were slingshotted on rails. There were times that I knew I could have done better on a corner. I missed the shift that Sean got by, and I'm like, damn it, I knew my first place shot was gone, but it felt good to be able to hold him off for that long, and it felt good to be able to see Sean get by because Sean's never taken a first before, so we're happy either way. We end the race, no one got hurt. As far as we know, no one blew anything up, and we'll do it again tomorrow.
All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I had prior commitments the next day, so I couldn't stay for the next day to see how they did. But of course, Paul sent me an update, and they took second place overall for the weekend. So congratulations to Paul and Andrea. You guys are awesome. Thanks for letting me tag along with you all weekend long, and I hope you enjoyed the video, especially because I made it for you guys. All right, everybody else, thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe if you can. When you subscribe, it enables me to have a little more energy and do cool videos like this. So, if it works, it ain't dumb. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.